All right, so I thought I'd try something new. So, trying to do a little voiceover here. So I'm gonna do a little as we build it. Now, this was a little while ago. Guys are gonna laugh because they're gonna be like, "Dude, you took this a long time ago." So this is the Loma Linda University sign. It's a pretty big one. So I thought I just had a moment back in the day to just do some filming. So you can see it's pretty big. So the guys already have the verticals in. They already have that bottom. They have a piece of 2x4x8 aluminum running the whole length there, so that gives it that bottom support when it sits on its stanchions, on its pylons. It also acts like a lifting thing. So once they get all the lifting in there, it lifts. It pulls up from the bottom and supports the whole thing. So here are the parts. They're coming off the router. We stack them there, keep them safe. They get washed, degreased, and then we bring them in. So you can see here. So this is going to be a top piece. You can see all the kerfs that are cut in because this piece is going to be curved eventually. You can see the bend scribes and everything. So we line it up with the bend scribes. Of course, it's fun trying to do this with one hand. I was filming, and I don't have Karen help me out. What's up, Curtis? So we get over the parts made, get them all set off to the side. These are all bent, ready to go. And there's more parts here. You can see we got the jigs going, got power box parts there. So we get it all set up, and then the guys just start getting after it. So you can see here more of just kind of close up of the earlier there. So you can see the jigs holding things together. You can see how precise it is, sliding that through there. So once all the parts get kind of assembled and temporarily held together with clecos, the guys will go back through and start tacking this together. They don't really run big old welds or anything. They just kind of tack it all together and it holds itself together. So these are going to be intermediate like frame pieces. So you can see those are what they look like on the files. And then now they're all bent up, so they start working their way through. They're all labeled, show left, right, CC, which part they go to. So this is Edgar making it happen. So he's just sliding it in there, just up, straight up IKEA style. So you just get that lined up, get it lined up with the jig. It helps to have 4 or 5 arms, but and then you just take that cleco. So cleco is a brand name for basically their temporary rivets. They're used extensively in the aerospace industry, motorsports, things like that, when you got to hold skins together. So kind of stumbled upon this method years ago, and it's a really easy way to just kind of click it all together. So you can see here he's just making it happen, working his way down each piece, bam, bam, locking it in. So we do have quite a collection. We usually buy them a couple hundred at a time, especially when we get more and more signs. Got a lot going on. So here's a shot along the back. So he's pretty much got those intermediates in, and then towards the end here it kind of shifts. They stop because we need that open down there. And then here's the front side here. So just kind of bring it along. So all of this will get tacked together. You can see the jigs there holding it together. They'll weld those jigs to the frame, and it all becomes one cohesive unit. So now he's getting ready for the next row of basically what he just did. So you can see he's lining up the jigs first. You put the jigs in, and then those are ready to support the frame pieces once they're ready. So this is Adrian killing the game over there, wondering how they gonna eat. He's out there just taking care of biz. So he's getting this ready. Same thing, kind of lining them up with the jigs there. So you can see this kind of a recessed area that he's working. So this is going to be an area where a logo is going to be illuminated. So he's getting that piece in there. But that whole front area has a big old light up logo. So there's provisions for lighting to be in there. So you can see where it's notched and kind of set back from like the part that Edgar was working on. So he's just kind of getting that lined up. So he gets the back set up first, and then there really isn't any jigs in the front. And then he gets it lined up, but you'll see there's holes across that way, across that axis. So he can actually catch all 3 pieces. So he can catch this one, the vert frame, and then the other piece. And you can see how accurate that is. I pretty much lay all this out. I design it with 0 interference. I design it where in Corel, where every part is literally touching every part, and it is that accurate. It works out great. So only when I'm doing lords or anything like that, I'll actually build in like a 1/1000th of an inch kind of business card interference, give it a little bit of room to breathe. So now what he's doing is what I did is I put a score mark to make it easy to bend, and he's bending over now the mounting provisions for the white aluminum that we put our LEDs on. And then same thing here. This entire cavity that he's going to start working his way down is set up to have copy all the way across the face. And it was a challenge because that just destroys your strength, you know. So you know, the rigidity in the sign. So again, it's kind of a testament to this design, or to this sort of method, is that, you know, if this was going to be, you know, angle, it would be completely compromised and it would be really tough to have the strength. But you can literally just kind of notch it out and then it stays, you know, has that strength. So that's going to get all lit. And on this side, you can see that recessed area. That is also where it's going to be lit. So here it is, end of the day. The guy's got it over here ready to weld up. And so there's the back side. We got the top on it there. So you can see where the curves are. It gives it that curve. Now you can see the rectangles there. It still needs a piece of 2x4 to slide across the top. And then that's going to be what actually they could lift it from. But you can see across the front here. Now these little notches here, these weird little oval things, that's where like wires and stuff were going to interfere. So now this is the lift. This is the lift point. You can see this kind of little submarine hatch, kind of cool. But you can see how nice that is. That's going to be over the lift point. And you can see where the seam's nice and strong. We just rivet them. And then it's really easy to Bondo that up. They're super stable. The Bondo doesn't crack or anything. Here's the other hatch. So they'll just take that out. That way it gives access to that bar. And that's how they lift this big beast. So these guys are going to get their welders and just start attacking this next. Get it all tacked up. And then they can pull all the clecos out. And it's all good to go. And you can see how strong this is. They have a sawhorse here. And then, you know, many like 10, 15 feet away, we've got another sawhorse over here, and this thing is perfectly rigid. So it's an amazing way to build signs. So good job, guys. Killing the game, as always.